session right now. So everybody, let's get ourselves ready. Between now and 2 o'clock, we want to do a little bit of work. So today again, I'm going to be walking you through some things that you also need to know, especially with Photoshop. Today, I'm going to be looking at, and if you remember yesterday, I said we're going to get into blend mode, effects and blending modes today. So that's what we'll start working on from today. And um, at this point, I must also mention that some of the designs I saw yesterday, some of them were really, really looking great. So I must say that some of them were really, really looking great. A couple of persons are getting a lot of improvement, and I think that's commendable. Some of you may also find that as you begin to share your designs online, you might begin to start getting requests to design, or maybe requests to work with companies, or requests to work on a design for someone, like what happened yesterday. So I posted, after we finished the design here, I wanted to shut down my laptop. And then I said, oh, let me just snap the device dismissed design that we did yesterday. So I just snapped it with my phone. I did not even screenshot. I did not even export. I just snapped so that I can shut down my laptop. I snapped it and then I posted it on my status. And somebody else said, do you design? I just laughed. I said, yes, now. And I said, really? Blah, 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 blah. And that was how the conversation ensued. Eventually, being a sales guy and a marketer that I've always been, we have a new client. So everybody clap for me.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations.
And the congratulations, it's just a clap for me. I don't say you should say congratulations. Congratulations. What if the person is just paying 1,000 naira?
You give away.
You say what?
You give away.
I'm very sure we'll
I should do giveaway.
Money,
It's 1,000.
even if now 500. You give away.
That's how Igbo boy will talk. It's all right. So again, as you share your designs, though it's not in the confines of this conversation, that is within the confines of what I am engaged with to share with you in this class. But so far, there is a structure to the way I get into conversations with people when they ask me questions, especially around what I do. And being a multi-potentialite, sometimes people ask me, so you do so and so? I say, yes. And then they'll say, so how much do you do it? My question is not to answer them how much. My question is to take it away from how much, because people try to ask you questions based on the price that they think they can afford or they can't afford. So when I'm asked such questions, what I usually do is I take the conversation completely away from price first. I first of all get it to their goals. So I first of all ask them, what do you intend to accomplish? So I ask them, what do you intend to accomplish? Once they tell me, I say, so what are you currently doing right now? And I'll say that, so what's stopping you from doing that thing that you say you want to be doing? Do you get it now? So, case in point, do you design? Yes, I do design. How much can you do so and so type of design? My question is, what are you trying to do? Then the person may answer and say that I'm trying to do a billboard for our church in Abuja. And then I ask, have you ever done a billboard like that before? And they say, no, this is our first time. Okay. If this, no, we have actually done one before, but want to change our design, or maybe we want to do a design for our real estate company. We've done it before, but we think we need a fresh new design right now. Okay, when you did it that time, how long did it take you, or how much did you do it, and all that? Are you getting what I'm trying to ask right now? So I don't tell them price outrightly, because sometimes you may tell somebody that your design is 5,000 naira, and the person will be like, really? I actually thought you were going to charge me 50K. And so so the person is supposed to pay 50K, the person now here you pay, say 5K, the person may jump at it. You think you've just made a client, but you know that you have actually underpriced the value of that design to that client. Do you get it now? So in some cases, I get to see where people say, I don't even know how much it is. I'll then tell them that, okay, if you pay $150, I'll do so and so for you, and you also get so and so. Do you understand? So I'm not just giving them design, I'm also giving them an extra stuff. So somebody wanted to design the book cover, and I said, okay, I'm going to do it for you for $150, and you're also going to get a promotional flyer for the book cover. Do you understand now? At that point, the person is already saying that, oh, so I'm not just paying for the cover of the book, I'm also paying for something to use to market the book when the book is now designed. Are you getting what I'm trying to explain? So anytime you are pricing stuff, because I was in a conversation yesterday with somebody who also is a professional brand consultant. And one of the challenges that he mentioned is the fact that a lot of people tend to want to charge for design without knowing that there's intellectual property going into the work. So, for example, if I am doing a brand work for somebody, I won't charge you for logo. If you ask me, so how much do you do logo? I'll tell you, I'm sorry, I don't do logos. Not because I don't do logos, I actually create logos. But what I really create is a brand. And logo is just an aspect of that brand. Do you understand now? Anyway, by the time we get to talking about how your work should be, maybe next week or maybe in some of the talks that will come in further time, we'll probably begin to go into that. Okay? So I just wanted to let you know that if you are as you are sharing your flyers, as you are sharing your designs online, some people will find your designs impressive, some people will find it unimpressive. And when I say unimpressive, I mean you probably have been seeing designs that are better than what you are doing. It should be a challenge to you that you want to improve your own design. It shouldn't be like you're now feeling sad that but now you're still going somewhere when you already know that I'm doing design. Please don't feel entitled to for people paying you. Okay. Prep talk completed. Prep talk completed. Let's get back into design. It's 2:00, so between now and 2:00, let's quickly finish up. I'm out to work with layers and blending and all that. So that is layers, blending, effects, and pictures. My video needs to be off. And at this point, we actually went into that briefly yesterday. We just did not go deep into that. So today we want to now start looking at everything that has to do with our layers, our blending modes, and the different effects that we can create for whether pictures or whether text or whatever the thing we put on our design. Again, I'm going to say here, the simpler your design, the more attractive it is. Don't do complicated design, not for anything. I know you are still learning how to arrange. I know you are still learning how to put one by one together to get 3, because the plus is also being added to your number. So, but you need to also learn how to, let me say like they say, be guided. Be guided. So let's jump into this right here. I'm hearing somebody's click of mouse, and I wouldn't need that here. I saw a design inside the group that looked very fanciful, but again, I'm not going to say anything about that yet. So, as usual, the tasks that I gave some of you yesterday, I actually like what some of you did, and I didn't like what some of you did, but it's okay. All the same, you tried your best. So today, let's say you want to design something with a picture like this. This picture originally was this, and you want to design something using this. Let me not go into that. I just figured in my head that the things I will do will probably look like magic to you if I don't slow down very well. So let me move from here to something. Again, I feel like I need to shut down everything and then start a completely fresh design from scratch. So let me close and then choose nope, 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 Nope. In case you're wondering what am I using to close that, it's Control W that I'm using. So at this point, I believe all of you already know how to get your sizes. So I don't need to be covering that again. Now at this point, let's now begin to work with layers and the different layers. Okay. All right. So let's bring in our first picture for today, and then we'll bring in some other pictures as well. And then we will now begin to look into the ones around you. Okay, so finally it has opened. So what's the first thing I'll do? Apply, right? Second picture needs to be brought in. So this is picture 1. This is picture 2 of the same guy. Are we correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's create a background. And we want to, so let's just play around. Let's just do a couple of magic that we can do. The goal of this magic is for us to utilize our layers and our blend mode and all that. That is the goal. But in order for us to actually really do that, we have to do a real work. So let me pretend here that we are starting a real work. So let's do something. Let me call it Whiskey. And please, in case you don't know, Whiskey combo. So let me call it combo. Personally, I wouldn't want to write all of them together. So let me delete this. Did anybody hear the sound of my laptop just now? Like, did you hear any sound from my laptop just now?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that my sound is not coming out. So since it's not coming out,
What is the name of the font, sir? That font you're using, sir?
I don't know until I actually check it.
Okay,
I
sir.
know it's not for the name of font.
It's me, sir. Kelechi, sir.
Okay. Were you the same person who asked for the name of font inside the Telegram group?
No, sir.
Interesting. So again, the font that I'm using may not really matter much unless you go find your own font. Yeah, hear me? Always go and find your own font. That is how you will always do designs that really connect with you. If you try to use my own font, you will just be trying to fit into a mold that has already been created, and that can be limiting. So
What's your sponsor?
yes, I stopped sharing my screen because I'm trying to open up something on my screen. I don't want it public. Thank you very much. By now, you should be able to see my screen, right? So this
Yes,
font,
sir.
if I'm going to check the name, is going to be around Myriad Pro. Myriad Pro is actually a good font anyway. Myriad Pro is a good font. I used to use it in designs, but sometimes, and by the way, my fonts actually evolve over time. There was a time that I needed fonts that were sleek, like a what should I call it? Fonts that were sleek, like there's a type of car like Kia. I was looking for fonts that look like Kia Moto, and there were times that I was looking for fonts that look like Oma Jeep. That was fonts that are intimidating. Again, you always have to choose the ones that fit what you are trying to do per time. And please, when you are designing the font, I've said this like 3 or 4 times inside this training. The font that you like does not matter much as the font that the brand that you are working on uses, or the brands that you may want to work for that they use. No matter how much you like any font, it doesn't matter much if the brand has specific fonts that they like. In the case of having specific fonts that they like, your work is simply to utilize the font that they like and utilize that in your own designs. Did you get me?
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm finding something difficult to do, right? Trying to copy what you're doing. I'm finding it difficult to do what you are trying to do. I mean, how do you? Sorry, sir. This is Victoria talking, sir.
Okay. What are you asking?
Okay, I just want to. I know you said yesterday, but I didn't get to try why trying my own right now. I want to know how you put the second picture with the first one on the same file. I mean, on the
You're
same
the
top.
same person that had the challenge earlier on and mistakenly closed your photos, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is what I did. What I did these days, I dragged this picture while my Photoshop is opened. I dragged this picture and dropped it inside Photoshop like this. Can you see that?
Okay, sir.
Did you get it now?
Yes, I get that. I mean, the second picture, how
As
it's
many pictures.
okay.
What I did is to move it around like this now. See now? I'm just moving it around using your move tool. This is move tool up here.
Okay, I tried to send another picture to the same. It's not going.
No, yeah. How are you doing it? Are you trying to open with?
No, I drag the first picture and I tried to drag the second. It's not just saying just saying can't like circle and red.
Is the picture itself, not Photoshop?
Oh, okay, so okay, I will retry. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Dayo,
Huh?
Sir, please, can I ask a question?
Yes,
I want to
go
see
on.
something that's delete picture.
Go on now. I'm listening.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so
I'm
ladies
listening.
first. I go.
Ladies first. Interesting. Okay. When you are facing a gunshot, maybe it's ladies first that time. You will know.
Exactly.
So, sir, I have a problem when I'm trying to like drag a picture inside Photoshop. I don't know. Even with pressing the shift key, alt key, everything, the thing will not just fit in. Like to
When you are
distort
trying
the
to do what? Go slow
like,
down, slow down. You're not
okay.
fighting.
But when I try to drag an image like the way you did it just now into Photoshop and try to like make it fit, I don't know how the thing is all like distorting, making the woman's neck look like it is very long and she will not do it. She will just look somehow.
Okay. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Anytime you bring in a picture to Photoshop, it's going to open up it's going to give you an opportunity to kind of adjust the picture. So if you have gone to go and do, let's say you hold down your shift, you now start doing this. Can you see what's happening right now?
Yes.
So that's the problem. So once you hold down shift, it begins to give you the option to distort the picture into rubbish. No, let me not say rubbish. Let me say froggish. Because this looks like a frog right now. You understand that now?
Yes,
So
yes, sir, but what
anytime
can
you are
I
dragging a picture into Photoshop, simply dragging, let it drop first, and then simply click enter or click OK up on your screen here. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
So let's
start.
forward. Oh, you still want to talk? I thought this ladies first has finished for you.
Yeah, she's done, so I think I can talk first. I can talk now.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so there are sometimes when we download photos from Photoshop, there are some images
Download photos
generally that
from
wouldn't
Photoshop.
just
Please show
from
us how to
WhatsApp rather from WhatsApp. That's the mistakes. So
WhatsApp photos are actually bad.
okay, so all from
Especially, let me explain what I mean by WhatsApp photos are bad. So let's say let me look for a group let me look for somewhere where someone who sent me picture. Let me see if I can find somebody who sends me picture. Okay, so let's say no, not this guy. Let me open the picture here. So let's say this is the picture, right? If you download this picture right now, and I'm using a picture that is sent to me, okay? Now, if you download this picture right now, and then it's downloaded already, so let's now say I go. So let's say I go to Photoshop. Now, please, everybody pay attention. If I drag it into Photoshop, oh, this one is even good. It's working. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Good. There have been times when I try to drag files, WhatsApp files like that into Photoshop, and it's just doing boom, boom. Do you understand? There have been
Yes, I
several
understand.
times like that. So I think that's what you're trying to say, right? That sometimes you want to bring picture into WhatsApp, it doesn't, from WhatsApp to Photoshop, it doesn't work. That's what
Yes.
you're trying to say, right?
Some downloaded too at times.
Yes.
It wouldn't work.
That's a challenge. So what you
Sir.
then do is you request the picture to be sent as a document rather than as a picture.
Okay.
And here is what I mean by that. And this may be applicable to everybody. In fact, when you do designs for somebody and you want to send it to them for them to look at it, send it as a picture. But when you are done with all the adjustments you want to make, the best way to actually share that file with them after you are done with all of your designs, that is, after they have made all the adjustments, and by anyway, depending on you, Sha, the way to price. Anytime you are done with your design, that is, you have finalized all the adjustments, you send it as a file rather. So you click here. You already know how to send files, right? You already know how to send documents, right? If you don't know how to send the documents, if you don't know how to send the document, this is it right here. So you send it as a document. That way, your photo will maintain a high quality when it gets to the final destination. If not, it's going to reduce in quality. So hope that takes care of that. If you have a question, please go ahead and ask.
I have a question, sir.
Wait.
Can I go on, sir?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, sir. Like the assignment you gave us, I tried downloading a GIZ logo so that I will place on it.
Yeah.
But I discovered that after downloading it, trying to move it to the board, this thing will not move. Oh. The GIZ logo will just be inside the document, but doesn't want to move at all. I went to free transform and I reduced the document size, thinking that maybe that will solve the problem. But where it didn't, so I had to just dispose the stuff. So do
Sorry
you know,
about that.
is there any way we can go about it?
Oh, lie, I don't know. That may be unique to your own laptop, but you can see that some things that I was even saying that could be posting challenge right now they are working. So I don't know. Some things may post challenge sometimes, and then at a different time it may not be posting any challenge. So sometimes you may even maybe by restarting your laptop self or restarting Photoshop on its own, it may actually just solve that problem sometimes.
So,
again, hello everybody. If you continue to talk, we'll not finish what you are supposed to do. But go ahead and ask what you want to ask.
I might have the solution to the issue of WhatsApp, sir. This is Akbayami Adeleke.
Talk fast, Jare.
The WhatsApp, once you get the picture, just once it's on your PC, just try to rotate it with a photo editing app. So just import it to Photoshop. It will work like that, so that the picture will be re-encoded or will be re-rendered. So like that, it will work. So.
Okay. I hope the person that needs that has speak that, because I'm not sure I heard you. But it's okay. I'm not sure I heard anything you said. I know you were saying something, but I guess your laptop is connected to power, or maybe your phone is connected to power, and so that one sound is louder in my ear than what you said. But I believe the person who needed to hear that has probably heard. So thank you very much. At this point,
hello, sir.
let's move forward. Who is that?
Bimisola.
Who is Bemisola?
Adeniji.
Okay, explain yourself right now.
Yes, sir. It's about the person that just finished talking concerning the logo is talking about. So to say that it can also try place embedded. That's we can find that under file. And from there, you can insert picture to the design.
Something we did some days ago, right? Thank you for mentioning that. So that person, I hope you have picked that.
Yes, I have.
Thank you for picking it.
Thank you.
You can drop us. Since you have picked it. So for this, So let's do little magic here. In this case, I need to use a script font. So let me go look for a script font that will match the design I'm trying to do. Okay, before I move on, let me first of all stop. Again, sometimes you may not even be able to, the way I used to approach design, sometimes I start with text, but a lot of times when I start with text, I eventually get to discard the text because the text oftentimes is not the most important part of the design. The first thing is to first of all work on the layout, arrange my pictures where they need to be, put everything together. Then the text can now begin to help me formulate if arrangement is okay or not. So for this particular design here, let's select this picture here. Let me turn this off for now. I want to bring this guy's background, and then I want to take off this guy's background. If you are speaking to me, just know that I'm not going to hear you right now. Let's proceed by ensuring we've done something. So let me just keep adding to this, adding to this, adding to this, adding to this. Do you understand what I'm trying to do right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're trying to record the background.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bamifemi has not spoken today. What's happening? Who else? Remilekun has not spoken today. You've been speaking. What have you been saying?
I'm here, Sal. I've been listening.
When you said you have new clients, I said congratulations.
How would I have heard your voice in the midst of plenty voices? Is that right?
And I
Who
also
else again?
the other time.
You also what?
I also want to give a testimony the other time, but maybe at the end of the class.
Oh, you wanted to give a testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hope your own will come with offering bucket.
Hoping so. People will give offering.
Okay, so let me quickly type my account number on the screen so that when it is time, I will not be missing. Who can tell me what just happened right now? Who can tell me what just happened right now? Something that just, hello everybody, something just happened right now. What just happened?
And maybe the stuff mistakenly closed itself or something.
No, I actually deleted.
Deleted.
Yes, I deleted, but what just happened? What actually just happened? What do you think looks odd?
You went background
Because
you didn't add feather, sir.
The guy's
You didn't add feather.
Okay, thank you everybody for your answer. The most correct answer is that I did not add feather. So it made the edges very, very sharp. Now, I don't know where I'm going to need the need the picture eventually. So I would have needed to have added feather. So let me check. The feather is still not added. So I'll have to add it from here by clicking feather and then clicking maybe, let me use 2 and then pressing delete. And in this case, I've mistakenly deleted a part of the guy's hair. So let me bring it back. And then my feather is now added all over again. Click OK, and then delete this time around. So now, can you see the difference?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Something came to my mind while I was doing this, and I wanted to ask, but right now it has flown away. Hopefully it's going to come back. So I'm going to now try and trace all of these guys' background off.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Ma.
Yeah, I'm sorry for disturbing you.
Who
I
is the
think,
talker?
okay, this is Victoria, sir, again.
Okay, Victoria, you had a challenge earlier on. Do you still have a challenge right now?
Yes, okay. I'm trying to use the rather to crop out my background, but says the request it cannot be completed because the request is a smart object. I don't know.
Somebody help me answer. You've not been paying attention. From your first question, I wanted to
You
say
need to rasterize your layer. You need to rasterize your layer. Right click on the layer and rasterize layer.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
you've not been paying attention because when you asked the first question, I suspected, but I don't want to be outright about that. But this was second question now told me that you've not been paying attention. So Victoria, thank you for asking that question and thank you for revealing hidden secret. By the way, Victoria, are you Victoria Alabi?
Yes, sir.
Aha. So I would like to see your design, the particular design that you're trying to do right now. Which brand are you assigned to, by the way? Don't tell me you don't have any brand yet, or your brand is unfindable.
Exactly, sir.
Exactly what?
My brand is I find it.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So hopefully this time around we have feather added already. Okay, so now this is our first picture here. Moving on from there, let's create our picture, the second picture. I need to find what song is that. Okay, so next time I can use that. I want to show you a design that was done with this picture. Can you see this? Something is opening up on my screen. Can you see this?
Yes, I think I saw it on your Instagram page.
Yeah, I saw it
Okay.
on Twitter too.
So you can see the way the picture was picked up. This is the original picture here. But you can see, in order for it to create space for what I need to write, you can see I simply hid the picture to a corner of the screen. So sometimes, I think I even explained this yesterday, that sometimes you might have to move your picture around, move it around, move it around, in order to get what you are looking for. Why do I feel like I should not remove this guy's background? Should I or should I not?
I think the background is okay, sir.
Okay, the background
Yes,
is
sir. Same here.
okay.
Leave the background, sir.
Okay. So the background is not as busy as the previous one, right? Is that what you're trying to say? So at this point, let me now make these guys fill the screen. Yes, please go on.
Okay, what if for this picture the background color was not suitable for the brand? I mean, what if a brand has other colors?
If the brand has other colors,
excluding this green.
This is not a green, this is a blue.
Okay.
In that case, you might have to take off the background.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
If you don't take off the background, you can change the color of the background, like I've been seeing some people do in the group. So look at this. Can you see this? The same person that asked the question. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
What can you see?
The background changed from yellow to ash or white.
Is that something you can do? Yes or yes?
Yes, sir.
So even if you have a background, look at this one, for example. This is the original. Can you see?
Yes.
This is the original. This is what the person used it for. And he used it in a way that makes sense. Only the blending needs to be worked on. The blending of the guy particularly needs to be worked on. I'm thinking of a silly stuff to do with this thing. That I want to play that guy inside this guy's hand. I want to play the mini version of that guy inside this guy's hand. But I'll not do it yet. I'll do it at a later time. Hopefully, we'll be able to have the picture still intact. So since I might do that at a later time, okay, let me just do a simple thing here. Let me go and open up. So are you still with me?
Yes, sir. We are right here, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But there's no challenge at this point. What can you see on my screen?
Can't see your screen, sir.
Sir, we can't see your screen, sir.
Really?
You're not showing up.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why can't you see my screen? So
Okay, sir, we can see it now, sir.
let's get into making all the plenty blending effect. So the guys and these guys, the sizes are quite different from each other. But then let's apply this first and let's see what can we do with this picture. What can we do? Whose keyboard can I hear? So mute yourself back. You go. Michael Ajiboye, I can hear your keypad. So if you look at what I'm doing right now, you see I'm trying to adjust the guy's color so that I can match the lady. That's just a lady again. Please, who can help? So with this, I think that blend is okay right now. This also, let's adjust that blend as well. Okay, so what do you think is the problem of the two air being separate from each other?
They have different contrast.
The one at the background is darker than the one at the foreground.
Okay. And what do you think caused the difference?
So I think it's because the air is getting darker from top to from bottom to top. So the guy, the first picture in front is getting darker from top and from bottom to top. So the one at the back is also getting darker from bottom to top. But then the one in front, the top is kind of lighter than the one. I'm not sure you get me, sir.
I got you.
That's the gradient.
In order to simplify what you have said, Kelechi, you are the one that said gradient, bar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. The gradient cannot be the answer. No. Saturation cannot be the answer. Let me just answer it right
The
now.
lighting, the lighting is different from
Good. The lighting for this picture I'm moving around is different from the one in the background. So if you remember yesterday, we touched on how to balance the light by removing and adjusting some parts of the air, right? So in this case now, in order to balance the light and let the light match, what we have to do is to select the air, especially the white part of the air, and then select it as something we need to work on. So you select it like this, then you can now go into your edit, and then maybe you can now begin to adjust the different, maybe brightness and contrast of the air. So you can darken it. Can you see now? Can you see right now? So these are things that you can always do when you are working on a design and you are noticing that some parts of this is not balancing, it's not matching with the other side of this. For example, the lighting on the big picture at the background, the lighting is from the front. The lighting for this guy holding brush is from the top, from the window. If you remember, there was a window beside his head. So that light is what is casting that onto his face. You understand now?
Yeah.
So what you then simply come to maybe using lasso tool, pick the side that you need to adjust, and then start adjusting it. And with that, you can simply just solve a big problem that may have resulted from, so for example, if this side is very wide, This side is very wide and I need to balance out that light. I just select this using your feather this time around. You now, because you are adjusting the picture itself, you can increase the feather to, let's say, like 10. Then you come to adjustment, you can come to brightness, and then you can begin to reduce the darkness. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
If you remember yesterday, when we were doing color correction, can you remember we did something related to this yesterday when we were doing color correction? How to adjust all the colors so that what you want to actually get actually results in what you're looking for. This is also something you need to pay attention to when you are working on the design. Pay attention to the quality of light, vibrance. So, for example, if I actually really dropped these down like this, if I dropped it down, increase the contrast so that it's sharper and visible, you may not be able to spot the division. Why? Why will you not be able to spot the division? Who can tell me why?
I think it's because the guy squeezes his face towards that side.
Not exactly. The main reason why you may not be able to spot the division is because of the feather I added to that lasso tool.
Oh, okay, sir. Sir, I even wanted to ask, what if the feather was not enough or it's getting too much and we need to balance the difference between the two different sides?
So in that case, what you do then is this. So let me start from here. If you are hearing me sing, just please understand that I'm listening to instrumentals, and the instrumentals are giving me very interesting vibe. So again, look at what I did here. I simply came here. I simply selected all this side. Then came to this, I selected it. Right click shows feather. Increase the feather to like 10. If you like, you can increase it. The higher the feather, the better the blending. Do you get that? The higher the feather, the better the blending. So the more feather you have, the more it's going to easily blend into any background or the way you want to blend your. And the main reason why I'm using that blending is because I don't want it to be visible that I am adjusting anything. So if I take it back to 0, you see, it can be maybe, let's say I just use 1, and then I now come to that adjust, and then I begin to do that contrast. By the time I take it off, by the time I click OK, and I do this, you'll most likely be able to instantly see the division. Can you see the division in the forehead?
Yes, sir.
That's what I tried to do. So rather than using a 0, I simply increase it further. So you can increase it to, let's say, like 20. And then when you now start doing your adjustment, it's going to just silently blend into that part. So look at it right now. So by the time I deselect and I zoom in to look at it, can you see that we can't see exact place where that blending ends? Can you see that? But we can see around here, around the forehead there, that this side looks a little darker, but we can't see the sharp edge. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes,
So
sir.
sometimes you might have to balance out lights like that when you're trying to work with two things. Now, let's now begin to look at the blending mode here. So at this point, let me see, can my Zoom work today? Oh, it's working. Okay, so from here, we want to select this tool here. I showed you all of this yesterday, right? So let me zoom out back and then let me start doing one after the other. So you can also, if I choose normal, this is what you see. Dissolve, darken, multiply, color bond, linear bond, darker color, lighting, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, lighting color, overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pen light, hard mix, difference. Exclusion, subdivide, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. If there's any part that's not clear to you right now, using each tool per time. So I'm going to be using my keypad right now, and I'm going to be moving one step per time. So I want you to pay attention to what you can see on screen right now. From what you are looking at on screen right now, what do you think is happening with the way the colors are mixed, with the way the colors are blended together right now? The way the two layers are blended together, what do you think is happening?
So I think the guy in the foreground is his clothes. The color of his clothes has changed from red to I think a blue. Then part of his hair too has also changed to red. You know, unlike the one at the background.
Why do you think that change happened?
Because you are moving
because we are
changing. We are moving from one of the options there. We are moving from one of the options, maybe hue or saturation, or I don't know the one you picked, but we are moving from one part to the other.
Look at it on screen right now. What option can you see selected?
Luminosity.
I can't see from here, sir.
Something like luminosity or something.
Are you using your phone or your laptop? Maybe you should climb on any of them so that you can see clearly.
I'm using my phone, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Yes, sir. So the explanation to this is that okay, it is blending according to it's sampling the background color and blending.
Very good.
And it's blending it according to the exposure, according to the light and exposure.
Yes, exactly.
That's why.
Exactly.
So that's what's happening. So it's trying to pick the exposure, the colors from the background, trying to apply it to the color on the foreground. Do you get it now? And what you also need to pay attention to as you are doing that is depending on what you are looking for. Sometimes it isn't, again, as I mentioned earlier on, Photoshop allows you to be creative, to do any kind of thing you want to do. I mean, any kind of play you want to play, any kind of froggish you want to display, Photoshop allows you to do it. So if you like, do very weird stuff, you are doing well. Do you get that? As long as it helps you accomplish your end result. So again, I'm going to repeat what I've been saying since we started Photoshop, that there is no one way to get a particular result in Photoshop. There are many ways to get any result you are looking for. So here I'm using luminosity. If I change it to color right now, you may probably observe a different change right now. And if I change to saturation, notice saturation looks like that colors. So I'm trying to jump between the two of them. So I'm rotating between the two of them right now to help you see. This is color, this is luminosity, and this is hue. This is divide. This is subtract. This is exclusion. This is difference. And then this is hard mix. This is pin light. And this is linear light. And this is vivid light. This is hard light. This is soft light. And this is overlay. Lighter color, linear dodge, color dodge, screen, lighten, darker color, linear bond, color bond, multiply, darken, dissolve. Can you observe any changes with this dissolve? What do you notice?
Sir, think that the dissolve is working with the faders. So the side that already faded is trying to blend it inside the background from the foreground.
Okay. And sometimes it doesn't also work that way. You are correct, too. So you get sometimes it doesn't also work that way. It doesn't only use the feathered area sometimes. Sometimes it just lets the layer kind of dissolve into each other. So sometimes it does that too. So like I said, Photoshop can it may work with the file you are working with per time. So you get now. So that's the correct answer. Thank you very, very much for enter. Yeah. Finally. So this is normal. So let me say that's that for that. So with that done, let's look at a couple of things that we can also achieve with that picture. So let's turn back on. Let's move this around a little. Let's see, should we move it here? In this case, this guy may need to move to the side right now. Now, in this case, again, just as with Photoshop that way, just as when we're working with Canva, we have this large background here. How can we fill up that background?
So I will use the rectangular tool.
Okay, we can use the eyedropper tool. We can use the rectangle tool. A quick way, a quick way to fill it up. Let me just show you a quick way to fill it up. So a quick way that I do sometimes is this. I just come to this mark tool and then select, let's say this part like this. Can you see what I'm doing, please? And I choose new, and then I click new layer via copy. And then I use Control T, and then I simply just widen it out. It looks like it's already showing up in that background, right? So I use the eraser and then clean it up. The eraser is small, so let's increase the eraser size, and let's soften the edges of the eraser. See.
Question, sir.
Yes, please. Who's talking? So that's one way.
Yes.
Another
This
way is
is
to pick the color. This is what? This is
Femi, sir.
Okay, Femi, go on.
Yes, that background I duplicated now, and then you
Yes.
dragged wood to expand it. When I do it, it always tries to bring back the whole picture itself, not just that part that I need.
So what I did, just to show you again, what I did is selected rectangular mark tool. I selected just this part. Let's say just this part alone. Can you see right now?
Yes, sir.
Then I come to layer up here and I choose new layer and I choose layer via copy. Is that exactly what you did?
I did while right clicking. I don't go through up, but that's what I did.
Okay. If you right click, if you choose layer via copy, let's see that. Or if you drag it out like that, can you see that it's exactly the same thing I selected that is showing?
Yes, sir.
So what challenge did you now experience in your own case?
Yes, when I try to expand it, it's bringing back the picture. Like it's going to, when I start dragging, so it will start showing the guy
instead of expanding just that blue?
I think if I am correct, I think that should be a challenge of your let me try and see if I can think of an answer for you. So I think the answer the challenge that you should be having will probably be that of off the top of my head, I can't think of any answer right now. But for you to have been seeing the image of that guy, maybe you are still selecting the layer one. Secondly, if you have used that layer via copy, you are supposed to see just that part on your layer here. Did you get it now? You are supposed to see just that part on your layer here, not to see the remaining guy's head. Do you understand now?
Yes, sir. I'll give it a try again. Thank you, sir.
Good. So
Hello,
with
sir.
this, yeah, yes. At
Sir,
this
this is
point here,
Ajikwe Michael. Sir, I have a question, sir.
Okay, ask your question.
Sir, can you quickly explain the use of flow while using brush or eraser?
The use of what?
Flow, sir.
Have I covered flow in this class?
No, sir. Not yet, sir.
So what if I don't know it? No, or you want me to pretend to you?
Sir, I didn't get you, sir.
You want me to pretend to you?
No,
and
sir.
by the way, where is flow, Biko? Because I'm not
sir,
sure I've
when
seen
you are
flow on.
using brush.
Oh, you mean when I'm using the brush up here, right? Is that what you mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let me try and explain that to you. But right now, let's answer the question of Femi and finish that. So I'll answer you, okay? So for this point, now there's one challenge that I'm experiencing here. I'm going to select Control T, but this time around, I'm going to hold down my shift in order to drag. Because as I was dragging earlier on, it was only increasing the size of the image. It wasn't widening it the way I want. Remember that my goal was to widen that area and to let it fill up the background. So with this done here now, I can simply clean up this eraser here. And then I have the background replicated. Does anybody understand what I've just done?
Yes,
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
If you are the person answering no, mention your name and explain why you did not get it. Yeah, now.
I said I didn't get it was work. I know he did copy. I know he did have a copy, but after that I didn't get the other thing.
Not sure I understand what you just asked.
I said I agree to the point where you added layer via copy, but the other things I didn't get.
Was how I stretch it out.
Sir?
Was how I stretched it out. That's the part I did not get.
Yes, sir.
So, for your sake, I'm going to repeat it again. Everybody, please pay attention now. I wouldn't love to go back this time around. I selected this area, so let me select the area that does not have air. Let me move it a little bit inwards. Right click. I always use new. And you can use layer via copy, or you can right click and use layer via copy. Once selected, Control T is what I selected. Moved it to the side, moved it away like this, using Control T, which is the transform. And then I held down my shift button to draw it out. Rather than normally, if you draw it out this way, Photoshop will start making it big. Do you understand? This, without holding anything down, is basically scale. You get that? It scales it by increasing and enlarging as you are trying to move. But this time around, I want to actually distort that place by widening that gap. That's what I'm trying to do. So since my shift key has been functioning that way since, so I hold down my shift and then I press it and drag it out. Does that answer your question now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you too for asking. Some people, they will not understand things, but they will be feeling shy to ask. And I know 3 people inside this class that are like that. And you are listening to me right now. And you'll be chuckling and be laughing to yourself right now. Because you know that I'm talking about you exactly the same way you're just laughing right now. You know I'm talking about you. If you are laughing, you can unmute yourself so that I can hear your laugh, but it's all right. You may also be shy that you don't want to even unmute yourself so that I know that I'm talking about you.
I'm
But I
sure
know you.
almost everybody will be laughing by now.
So you're one of them.
We are much like that too. We don't talk.
It's a real talk. Who is that? Lemon.
It's a man with me.
Omawumi.
Yes,
Obawumi.
sir. Yes, sir. I don't talk, but I go on with the class and I understand it.
Is all right. Thank you very much for talking right now.
Welcome, sir.
Who knows what's happening right now?
Distortion.
No, I not. Huh?
Free transform.
None of them. Actually, whether free transform or not transform, none of them is working here on my own keyboard here. So let's try it again. Free transform, and let's see if it's going to actually really transform. For me, free transform does not transform anything. It's just allowing it. But somebody should tell me what I'm doing right now, that I'm able to do this thing, which I've always said you should not do. So who can tell me what I'm doing? Just finish
Distortion. Distortion.
Well, how am I doing?
You're holding shift.
You're holding shift. You're holding shift.
Thank you. I'm holding down shift while dragging it. Thank you very much. That's the answer. So I needed to repeat that so that you will always have that in your mind as you do your work. So let me make this here right now. Let's now bring back the text. And let's try and do magic to the text too. So you can use blending mode for anything at all. So again, we are going to start with the dissolve here. Then I'm going to be moving it one after the other. Darken, multiply, color bond, linear bond, darker color, lighting. Can you see where it now starts showing up? Lighting, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, lighter color, overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light. Just give me the light. Then we look spin light, hard mix, difference, exclusion, divide, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Hey. So if you observe that your color is not changing, it's not because your blending is not working. It's because of the color that you have selected. So in order to correct that, let's select our text tool and change the color from here. So let's pick okay. So yellow would be a good way to first test again. So this time around, let's start again from normal and then dissolve, darken. Can you see now that the darken that was not working before when it was black, it's now working right now? Are you observing that?
Yes, sir. We are doing that, sir.
So now multiply, color bond, linear bond, darker color, lighting, interesting. Can you see what this lighting has created?
Yes, sir.
So screen, lighter color, overlay. I like these. Add light, and then street light, linear light, dim light, add difference. Subtract. I think I like this one. Okay. I like this. I like this blend here. Is anybody getting what I'm doing right now? I like this subtract here. Value. Oh, can you see this time around? Can you see what we have here?
Yes, sir.
Luminous is good. Interestingly, any background you move because that's much as I say because of the effect we've already added. Any background you move, it's almost like that. Not just it's not even applying. I've already applied it, so it's just going to be reflecting what you've done. So at this point, let's have this here. Then let's bring back the kid here. So let's put this here. Let's say okay. I'm changing the font to a different font right now, and then I'm going to try something. So this time around, I have everything in capital letters. I'm going to write capital letters right now, and then move down the size, and let's see what we are going to get. Mhm. So right now, let's now use a different kind of effect here. The previous one, what we use blend mode here, right? Am I correct? The whiz data we use blend mode. This time around, we want to use a different kind of blend. So we are going to right click and then we are going to choose blending options up here. Do you get that? So with blending options up here, we want to now begin to do some of the little magic that we did some days ago. Let's start first with bevel and emboss. What did you observe right now? Who's observing anything, and what would you say you observe here?
So it's like the
3D
font is
format.
thicker, like in a 3D format.
Okay. The lady's voice that spoke up, what were you going to say?
Same thing, sir.
Say what you want to say. Same thing is not what you would have wanted to say.
Okay, I said it's in 3D format.
Okay. That's a better thing than same thing. So at this point, with this bevel and emboss, you can add contour, you can add texture, you can take off texture, you can take off, you can literally do all kinds of things you want to do. You can make it down, you can turn it up, and maybe I should even zoom in so that we can even see it a little bit more. So let me see if you can, please, can you see this clearly right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So you can increase the size, you can increase the size, you can increase the size like this, you can soften it, to make it look like cartoon, and you can make it rigid and bring it down. You can do this, you can use your direction down. That direction means the direction of light. So light is coming from one direction. So for this, light is coming from down. So you see that the shadow tends to appear upwards. In this case, when the light is coming from up, the shadow tends to appear downward. Do you get that? You can change it from inner bevel to outer bevel to emboss to pillow emboss to stroke emboss. All of these are different options that you can always try out. So if I change it to emboss here right now, and then I change all of these things, can you see what's happening? Can you see the results is getting? And please let me mention to you the the covert, the more covert your effects can be in your design, the most likelihood of you creating a great design. When I say covert, I mean the way your effects can, if you use your effect in a way that is very, very, is not so loud, but it's not invisible. I think that's the best thing. It's not very visible, yet it's not invisible. That will make your design a lot better and a lot more professional than if you just, because you can do all things, you just begin to do all things truly without restriction. In fact, yesterday I saw somebody saying something about creativity. It says that creativity, let me see if I have a screenshot of that video on my phone. So that I'll read it to you guys. I think it's something that might be helpful to everybody. I can't find it. So it says something like you will be more creative when you work within a confine, when you constrain yourself with a restraint. I don't know. I don't want to try to rhyme right now. But the idea is that if you work within a constraint, that these are the principles guiding what I am doing. And so since I don't know what I want to do, I want to work with the principles instead. As you work with the principles, you will be more creative because you are trying to lay foundation on something that is solid, not like you don't have any foundation at all and then you just want to do anything anyhow. That is a way to get no result at all. So I'm going to take it back to outer bevel and then I'm going to add this to this here. No, outer bevel is not what I was using before. I think it was emboss I was using before. So this is this. Something probably have changed that you may not notice, which is outer bevel, inner bevel. So I think this is good enough. You can always adjust all these parts here. You can always make all these. You can increase opacity, adjust opacity. You can change the blending mode. The same way we have blending mode for layers, you can also have blending mode for this. So you can have blending mode for how much you want it to show. So this is with the blending mode, the highlights. You can also have blending mode for your shadow. So your shadow can have blending mode as well as the light also having blend mode. Do you get that? You can have stroke. So if you use stroke, I'm not saying you can have stroke like the stroke that they say, stroke as in terms of strokes, like line. That's what I'm referring to. Don't go and give my word another meaning, like no mean to say, especially those of you that tend to think more in terms of, hey, God forbid. So you can make it outside as well. So when you put it outside, you can see the lines forming right now. So sometimes you see a picture where they simply just placed somebody and then, okay, let me even show you in a more visible way. So this now, let's apply this. And then let's pick this guy here, this transparent guy here. And let's use blending mode. And then I'm going to add a stroke to this guy's body. So look at the stroke here. I can change it to, let's say, the color of this. And you see what I've just done right now? You can increase the stroke. You can decrease the stroke.
Sir, hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Please come again. I've been wanting to know how they do this thing, sir. Please repeat this.
So I've gone back to the beginning.
That's dual tone in Canva.
Are you with me now? Peter, you asked the question. I'm waiting for you so that I know that you are following me.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, so the first thing you do is you right click. You first of all have your background as a transparent. You first of all take off the background. Do you get it? You let it have transparent background so that I can sit anywhere you place it. Then you right click your background, your layer, you right click your layer right here. You know how to come to blending options, right? Yes, no?
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir.
Do you sell record? Are you a DJ?
Oh, that's my mom.
Very understandable. So you come here, you choose stroke. You get that? So once you select stroke here, you can then begin to adjust the color. So in order to pick color, rather than just trying to struggle with colors, because of what I already have on the design, I simply come here. Anytime, whether you're working with this tool up here, this tool by the corner of my screen here, that is this tool right here. If you select it, it's going to automatically try and allow you to fill colors anytime. So I'm simply picking this yellow here, and then I click OK. Then what you can do is you can now adjust the size. So you can make it 1, make it 5, make it 6, you can reduce it, adjust it anyhow you like. You can also come here and then begin to adjust all this. So you can choose inside, you can choose center. But oftentimes, if this is what you're trying to do, you most likely want to put it outside. So let's look at inside. Can you see the inside right now? It looks like it's glowing, but that's really not the result we are looking for. So if you put center, it's going to be halfway. So it's going to be inside and outside. Like it's going to be a shaka and oshoko. So instead, I'm simply going to choose outside. Then the blending mode, you can adjust the blending mode again. You can adjust blending mode, you can adjust blending mode. So you can change it from there to difference. You can always adjust the blending mode. In this case, I want to leave it as normal so that I can have that yellow. Then you can also drop the opacity here. So you can also reduce the opacity, the visibility of that layer. Then fill type, you can also have it as gradient if you want to, which means it's going to go from one color to another color. Let's look at that. So in this case, you can choose, maybe this is the color you want to use. If I zoom out right now, you will see that it has gone from, let me choose the color that we can see. Can you see that I've chosen 3 colors here? And you can see that right now, it's filling it up as if it's going from red to orange to yellow. Do you get that now? Is that clear enough, please? Let me know if it is.
Yes, sir, it is.
And then I can return back to yellow. And with that, you can simply say, okay, this is your picture right here. At this point, does anybody have a question? I want us to go on a quick break.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
If you answer
You
the
are
question after
loud. You ask the question after the break. Okay, so this is
no, I said
3:24.
okay.
This 3:24. Let's come back by 3:30. Everybody, you are off for a break right now. Let me go and dance to the music that I've been playing since.
Please, Miss Moturayo, can you send the closing this so we can use opportunity to fill it? G-boy. G-boy. G-boy.
Playing the sound for those of you who do not stand up. Those of you that have always refused to stand up. So while you are seated, dance. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
How many of you stood up to dance? Hey, 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 hey. Nobody is answering. How many of you stood up to dance?
We'll be dancing things, sir. So put on your video so you can watch.
Some of you need to start coming back to class so that you don't forget that you are still in class. So, for those who said they had questions, so you want to ask the questions right now.
Hello, sir. I have a question, sir.
Okay. Ask it and question it.
Yes, this is Kelechi. When I was after doing my my assignment and I was trying to add the text, then that's why I asked you earlier the name of the font you used. I discovered that even at the highest level of the font, which was 72, still the font were still small, and changing the colors of the font also was another issue. I don't know if it's a system thing. It refused to change. I tried so many times to change the colors, but it refused to change. So I had those two issues. One, the font, making it bigger. I wanted the font to be bigger. I couldn't achieve that. Then the color too, changing the color of the font too was another issue I had.
You will need to get yourself familiar with your own system. You get that? That
yes,
probably is the challenge for your system. Let me turn off this light. That's probably is the challenge for your own system. So you need to familiarize yourself with your system. You get me?
Yes, sir.
So take your time to familiarize yourself with your system as well as your own Photoshop. The thing is not as hard. It's not as difficult. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
When you were using the stroke the other time, I remembered we had a design like that in Canva. I guess it's a good time to put us through on how to use, and the stroke you used then was kind of dotted.
Okay.
If you don't mind, sir.
That design was not actually a Photoshop design, but if you want to get similar results in Photoshop, this is what to do. So in your case, let's try over print. Oh Lord, I am hungry. Let me choose this new style. Let me see, include layer blending options, so that's okay. Okay, so what you can do is, let me see if I click this plus, let me see if I click here, there's a place where I can use that stroke. Okay, so let me show you how to do something like that. I wanted to use stroke before, but stroke will not work. So let me show you a different way to do it. So in that case, what you then do is you can change this to white. You can simply change this to white. Are you with me? Or you can make it transparent self. Or you can just turn off the stroke. Or you can still turn it on depending on you. Now what you want to do is you want to duplicate this layer. So I'm going to duplicate this layer. Duplicate layer and I click OK. And this time around, you want to use a fill. Where's that fill part self? Okay, it's called color overlay. Okay, this is it right here. So now I want to overlay it with, let's say, black. That creates a silhouette, right? That creates a silhouette of that guy, right? Then I want to now go to that stroke. And then this stroke this time around will not be white. This stroke this time around will be, let's say, the yellow here. And then I'm going to make it bigger, make the size bigger. So I'm going to make the size bigger and then take this to the top, move this to the top. Can you see that? Did you see what I did, or you did not see what I did? I can change this color from this white to the yellow. So for this, I can change this color from that white to this yellow. So I can click OK for that. And then for this, that one below, I can come to the stroke and change it from yellow to, let's say, white. And then increase the stroke so that it's bigger. Hello? The person that asked the question, can you see the possibilities of creating it from Photoshop right now? But again, remember I mentioned that that particular design, that particular effect was not done in Photoshop.
Yes, sir.
So, have I answered your
question? Yes, sir.
All right. That's done. Who else has another question right now? But again, if you remember, I said that the simpler your design is, the better it is for you. Can you see that this guy standing by this corner here is already looking very, very busy with the plenty colors around his head, around his body? Can you notice that?
Yes, sir. I think the one with just one stroke was better.
Good. So again, the simpler your design can be, the better it's going to be for you. Always try and keep your design simple. The simpler it is, the finer it will be. If you may pay attention, you may notice I've not added the combo yet because I'm already looking at it. Will the combo really be necessary? I'm writing Wizkid. I'm just using all this. If I were doing this as a design, except if it's for a kid, really, I may not have done the design this way. I might have approached it from a different angle. So always pay attention to that. At this point, I just want to answer questions that you have. If you have any questions right now, please go ahead and ask. If you want me to show you anything, go ahead and ask. I'm going to show you right now, particularly as it applies to blending, blending things together. If you still want self in this design right now, you can still add the background if you want to. So you can still add this kind of background. You can still add this kind of background if you want. So you can still move it up. I can press enter, and then I can flip these. If I were you, I'll actually be preparing my questions right now. So flip horizontally, and then I can move this way. And then I can bring it down, bring down again to behind this guy here. Bring it down again to maybe behind this guy here, or I can leave it up here and then choose the same blending mode again and start blending it into that background. So if you look at this right now, this looks like it has blended it, but of course, it did not really blend it. I saw this notification popping up like that. I must find a solution to this thing. I need to find a way to stop this notification from popping up on my screen. I need to find a way to stop this notification from popping up.
Select focus assist. Hello, sir.
I should select focus assist.
Yes.
That's interesting. I've always been avoiding that to use because I don't want it to limit what I'm doing on screen. But it looks like that's what's going to work for me right now. So let me just select it right here. I've actually been avoiding it for a while, saying that I don't want to use it so that it doesn't stop me. That's all right. With this here, this is just sitting down secretly here. They're sitting down secretly here. So again, I don't like that blending, so I'm going to still continue to adjust it till I find something that blends perfectly. And remember again, you don't have just one option. You can always adjust anything you want to adjust. So if this is the case, let's say hue, color. Well, anyway, overlay is my first priority here. So you can come to this side and then you can also adjust the opacity, like how much you want it to show. So you can reduce it the same way we did yesterday. So I'm going to reduce it this way. So right now it's just there at the background, and then let's say lighter color, darker color. Let me move it to the background. It's not going to show at the background. So I'm going to put it back up, and then let's say linear bond, color bond, multiply, darken, lighting, screen, dodge, lighter, overlay. Overlay still seems to be the so for fill, you can also adjust the fill. So you can use fill to drop what you're doing. Can you see what I'm doing right now? Is anybody paying attention at all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is that for that. For me, I don't seem to like it, so I'm going to turn it off. But I just needed to show you that you can still add anything you want to add to it and still make it look very interesting. So let's say this guy here, let's say I'm designing a flyer here, and this guy is one of the speakers, and I need him to blend to that background, like he needs to fade into that, his edge needs to fade into that background. Somebody remind me, what do I need to do?
Please come again, sir.
I said, if my goal is to make this guy blend into the background of that design, that is the bottom part of his body, to blend into the background of design, what do I need to do?
Okay, we could use the eraser tool, sir, and increase the feather.
Feather.
You can also use the rectangular.
Sorry. I heard your voice just now. I want to confirm that that person is not taking shisha right now. Please, who said further just now?
I think I heard it.
Who is that person?
I did, sir.
What's your name? Eniola Alex.
Yes.
What happened to your voice? Is that your natural voice or that is your class voice for today?
No, I was just trying to sound good.
Are you lying down?
No, I'm not lying down. I'm sitting.
Is something on your stomach?
No.
But is this your natural voice?
Yeah, this is my natural voice.
What kind of compliments do people give you?
Concerning my voice?
Yes.
Nothing.
I'm actually surprised. The way your voice sounds like, hello, Benny. As in, when I heard the voice, your voice just stood out from every other voices that were speaking. That's interesting. You know? So if I'm going to clean up these, I'm going to choose eraser tool, then come to hard to soften it, increase the brush, right? And then simply just wipe it off. Right? Is that how to do it? No. Again, remember that that's one way. You can also use another way by using the mark tool. Who remembers this from Canva? Who remembers this from Canva? That's that effect that we just did now. That cleaning up that we did just now. So in 15 minutes, I want to create a fresh design from scratch. So let me turn on my video so that you can actually see me as I try to create a design from scratch right now. So I'm supposed to do a book. The title of that book is called Powered by Connections. Yes,
Hello,
I
Mr.
may not. Hello, whose voice is
Yes,
that?
sorry. Motsurayo, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, everyone. Attendance has been posted and it will be taken down by 4 p.m. So please endeavor to sign. Thank you all.
Okay, so while they are doing that, I'll be designing the book that I want to design. So in this case, I want to use 9 inches by 6 inches for my design, and then I'm going to create. Oh Lord, wrong. It's supposed to be orientation is supposed to be portrait. Good. So let's say the book is titled Power by Connections. Okay, this is one. I don't like that for this particular design. That sounded like okay, this is another good picture. Let me drag that in. Okay, so now I fill this entire design with, I fill this entire space with different pictures. Let me start with this one. This one look very interesting. So let me zoom in, and then remember I'm designing the book cover. So let me bring this out. Now, in this case, I need to have my margins set up. So I might have to view rulers and view. Please cover your nose. So please cover your nose so that you will not catch corona.
Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir.
Thank you for blessing me. So for this background, let me pick this color. Let me pick this brush. Now let me pick paint tool. Where's my paint tool again?
So confirm my curiosity. That's the front cover, right? I mean,
you said what?
I said just to confirm my curiosity, sir. That's the front part, right? I mean, of the book design.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Funnily, if I'm doing book covers, I usually don't do them inside Photoshop. But because we're in a Photoshop class, I'm trying to show you that if I'm supposed to design a book and I will need to do it very, very fast, this is what I would be doing if I were you. Let me just select Control T and then draw it out. So in this,
I also like to see the spine and the back too.
you said what?
I said I also like to see the spine and the back.
The spine of what?
The spine of the book design, of the book we are designing.
Should be that as if I've finished the design.
Okay, sir.
Interestingly, this book that I'm designing, I've not actually completed any design for it though, because the author just changed the title and the person is expecting it back today. And for me, this is not my typical type of design. But from here, I'm just trying to show you that if I were rushing and needed to quickly do a design, so in this case, let me choose a different font. I don't seem to like that font. Don't seem to like that font. This is how I will sort through all my fonts in order to find fonts. Thankfully, Photoshop is better in the sense that it actually just shows you all the pictures you are trying to use, unlike some softwares I've used before. In fact, old Photoshop will never show you the fonts. You have to be selecting one after the other before you can actually see the font that you are trying to use. In this case, a font is jumping into my head, but it just flew away again. So let me try this Generica. It's not very good. I know by the time we come back, by the time we do next week, I'm going to tell you some of the things that guide designing the book cover. Some of the things that actually guide designing the book cover, so that when you are designing a book cover, you know exactly what to look out for. So if this is, by the way, I'm going to show you the final design of this book. But let's say this is what you want to do here. This background here, I can use eraser to let it blend. It's not, now, if you choose eraser right now, and as the person who asked the question earlier on said, you are experiencing difficulties trying to adjust it. In this case, let me reduce this here. Let me bring it to the center. And then you select your eraser tool and it's showing that you can't clean up. What you can simply do is to right click, choose rasterize layer, and then you can clean it up right here. Do you get it now? So you can clean up right there. So again, this may just be the book cover and I may just have anything right here. But then I'm not enjoying the design because all of you are looking at me. So I'm not going to continue the design.
Please continue.
We're actually enjoying the process. We're enjoying the process.
I'm curious.
Yeah, curious to see what? What are you curious to?
And everything will be designed and matched together. Sometimes I wonder, is it just the printer's job or everybody together? So I'm curious. Please continue, sir.
But that's supposed to be our work next week. It's not supposed to be our work today now. That's the reason why I'm actually trying to stop.
Okay, sir.
It's performance anxiety, sir.
Who is saying that? What did you say?
I said performance anxiety.
Performance anxiety.
Yes, sir.
That person must have gone to go and watch my video for him to have said performance anxiety. Is that
David?
You do go and watch my video?
No, sir. I read wide.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Sorry, sir. This is Ramon, sir. Sorry, please, everyone. If you cannot access your chat box, send me a message. We have about 3 minutes to the end of the attendance.
And that's partly why I'm actually playing, so that you can actually fill out your, yeah, this font is horrible, man. The swiftness of my design. I just did one error. If I were going to be doing this, I'll have to change the color right here. So this color will not make sense. So this color has to be something like this, and then okay. Then for this one up here, this color can simply be maybe this, and then okay. This is a problem with Photoshop sometimes. So okay. So back to our design anyway. At this point, nobody's asking me any questions. So I believe that we are done for today. Thank you very much. Let me go and do the design. I have to leave Photoshop to go and do the design.
Mr. Dayo.
I have a question, sir, Mr. Dayo.
Yes.
Mr. Dayo,
That's
I downloaded a font for adding all these emojis, Instagram, Twitter, and all that to one's text.
What is the name
All
of
this,
the font?
I can't remember. My laptop is dead right now. I can't remember the name of the font, but it's a font that contains all these social media icons.
Yes.
So I was trying to, I wasn't able to use it on Photoshop at all. I was thinking I'll be able to use it.
Yes, that sometimes poses a problem in Photoshop. Instead, what you could do is let's go on a hunting trip right now. Let's go and look for the file to use instead. So, sorry, I saw something just now. So let's say social icons, PSD, free download. This is what to do next time. Are you getting me? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
So next time, this is what you. I think yesterday or the first day I introduced this site to you guys. Am I correct? So you come to these filters here. You choose category, be clear, and choose PSD. The font you installed, in my own case, I have certain fonts. So I have social icon font. I have elegant icons. I have elegant, but they work better in a different software. They don't work in Photoshop. Do you understand? So in Photoshop, what I do is I simply download what I am looking for. So I download exactly what I am looking for. I download it particularly in PSD format. Do you get that? So I download it exactly in PSD format. Then I use them inside Photoshop. So for example, here is a pack right here. So look at this pack right here. So you can see templates in PSD format. So these are all the different icons right here. But before I download, sometimes I actually look through it. What I'm looking for, is it actually in existence? Instagram, for example, I can see Instagram on this list. So what I can do again is, instead, I can type Instagram icon. Remember that I've already selected PSD. So now I'm going to be watching out to ensure that Instagram is what I'm going to download. If Instagram is what I'm looking for. Can you see all the options that's popping up? Now, again, you can save yourself by choosing filters here and selecting free. That's the license. So it's not going to bring out anything that's not free for you. Can you see now? So this is Instagram here, but the Instagram here is an old Instagram. This one says Instagram layout. This one says Instagram layout. This one says Instagram. Okay, this is Instagram here. But this Instagram here is still the old icon. Are you getting that right now? Are you seeing what's happening? So you can maybe click Instagram logo instead. So maybe you can click Instagram logo instead. And then here we go. Here we go. So this is the full pack right now. So if I were you, this is what I would simply download. So you see, it says vector in EPS format is still not available in Photoshop. So if you download it in EPS format, so let's say you download something like this. In your own case, let's say you download something like this, and then I click download, free download. So I'm going to try an experiment right now. What I've just downloaded, I'm going to try and open it with Photoshop. Do you get that? And by the way, as a designer, this website is a resource. When I say resource, I mean a big resource. In fact, this picture that I just used just now, this picture that I just used just now, I downloaded it from this website. So as a designer, this website should be something you should keep handy. In fact, if you look at my screen right now, I want you to look at my screen right now. Can you see this here? Can you see this here?
Yes, sir.
What is it called?
Yes, sir.
What is it called?
That's a
Free vector.
bookmark.
Huh?
Mark.
Vectors.
It's a
It's
bookmark.
called
It's
a
a
bookmark.
bookmark.
Yes. So I've already bookmarked it in the center of my screen, so that anytime I'm working on anything, then I just open up my Google Chrome, click pound, and then go ahead, do anything I want to, search for what I'm looking for, quickly download the resource, get into the software, and then start making all the adjustments I need to make. So right about now, let's look at it. If you can't find the Photoshop, can there be a possibility that you should be able to download the is there a possibility that you should be able to download the non-Photoshop and be able to use inside Photoshop? So what I'm going to do now is the way I've already set up my system is anytime I download EPS file formats, it opens with CorelDRAW. In this case, I'm going to let it open up with Photoshop. So again, my laptop is doing its plenty Serena right now.
So I'm even surprised Photoshop can open APS files too.
I've not tried it yet. I'm saying that let's try it right now so that we can be sure.
I mean Codetutor, sir. I mean Codetutor.
Oh, okay. CorelDRAW opens EPS files, but then
I
depending on your
normally use
version of
Illustrator.
Illustrator,
Photoshop
Yes.
of EPS.
Yes.
Illustrator can open up EPS.
I think Photoshop will not open it. I've tried it before.
Let's try it first now
You
before we
open
conclude.
Photoshop
open it, but to flatten it.
an image. Yes, to flatten it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, just open as an
So
image.
Yeah, that's true. It opens an image, but it opens it. But you'll be
okay,
able
so
to
let me
select
click
whatever is
open
there.
with.
Illustrator will make it a vector.
I hope I did not choose Adobe Audition. I did not look at what I was choosing. Oh, Jesus. So right now, it says it wants to resize the EPS format. First thing first, I'm going to choose RGB. Interestingly, I've not tried to open it with Photoshop before, so I'm going to simply click OK.
Actually, it's rasterized, I said.
Rasterize what?
Yes.
I
It
can't
didn't
see.
say resize. It said rasterized.
Ready.
Is that what it said?
Yes. You didn't notice. It wrote rasterized.
Yeah, it was rasterized. That was the option that was displayed.
Oh, really? So you see part of not paying attention now. So let me try it again now. Let me choose Adobe Photoshop. Okay, rasterize EPS format. Oh, now I see constraint proportions, anti-aliased. Oh, now I get. So that's the only way it can open. It can only open as rasterized. And of course, if you open as rasterized, it means that you can simply just select the part that you need, like this.
To cut it out and start editing again.
And then you choose maybe layer via copy, and then from here you can drag your layer into what you want to do. So you can drag your layer into what you want to do right here, like this. But by the way, you may not need to do plenty editing in order to remove the background though.
Yeah.
So if you can't do that, you can also do a different way by typing Instagram logo PNG transparent. You'll be able to find it online. So you can see these are different versions here. And another website that I can also give to you will be PNG something that I just download. I think toppng.com. You'll find files in PNG formats on this website. So if you type Instagram, you can see Instagram logo, 3D Instagram. So 3D Instagram logo. Can you see now? Can you see the logo right here? So if you click on this, you can basically just download. And click on download right here. It simply just downloads it for you. It says, I'm not a robot. And then it downloads it for you. You can drag this from here to your Photoshop and then drop on your design. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Does that answer your question now?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So sometimes when you run into such problems, just look for an alternative way. And by the way, if you download Photoshop, like if you download an icon like this and you don't like the color and you want to change the color from whatever it is right now. So if you look at our screen right here, if you look at what we have right now, you see that it's in color. We don't want this color because this color cannot show in that background. So what do? You can come to blend options and then you overlay with color. So you can do color overlay. And you see, what have I done? I'll simply just change it from that. Can you see that?
Wow. Yes, sir. We can see that, sir.
So you can use that color overlay. That's the power of that blending mode. So you bring in something. I was about to say, who's speaking my voice into my ear? I forgot that I was playing something. Oh, Lord. So this is it right there. If you want it to be on brand, you can still change the color from here to, let's say this yellow here. Can you see the yellow right now? So the person that asked the question, does this answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it answers it.
So that's the good thing with Photoshop. It is so versatile that it allows you to do anything you want to do. But that appears that it's not working. That is going to be, I'm going to look for a solution to that. Since
Yes, sir.
I am going to
You can be using Illustrator.
Yes, I can use Illustrator, but I can't bring it to Photoshop.
You can bring
sir.
it.
I think the reason Photoshop wouldn't allow us bring EPS in is because Photoshop is particularly meant for raster projects.
Yes.
It is not suited for vector graphics.
Yes, I know.
Vector, yeah. But sir, you can convert it from Illustrator to Photoshop file, then you bring it in, and it is still the same thing.
On my laptop here, I don't have Illustrator. I actually uninstalled this because it was wasting space on my laptop. My laptop is 1 terabyte hard disk, but I rather have free space than have one useless software that I'm not. And useless does not mean that it's not useful. It means I use it less. Okay. So I may use it just maybe once in maybe 6 months. So I uninstalled it. The same thing with Premiere Pro.
Actually, that's the only thing I use it for too.
And After Effects.
To convert.
CorelDRAW does that, so I just simply work with my CorelDRAW. So that's that for this class today. Hope you guys were able to pick some things today, especially with this blending modes, with the way you can adjust your blending. Again, here you can also reduce the opacity, so you can take down the opacity here. So you can You can blend your objects such that you simply just, so for example, if you remember what's called watermark, like you will see InShot, that's how they add that watermark. So you can place it over the image and you just place it like this. And then your watermark just stays inside the design. So it all depends on what you are doing. With that, I am Daya Samuel. I have been with you since 1 o'clock. Let me go and finish a design that I'm going to be submitting tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Dayo. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Good night.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Dayo. Good
Take
afternoon,
care, sir.
everybody.
Nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Merci,
Bye.
merci, sir, merci.
Hello, good afternoon,
Ronaldo.
everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr. Micah.
Good
All right.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So I just have a couple of things to say. Yeah, to inform you about. Right. So first thing is, let's say a good news. Now, so how many of you have been posting on social media, like your assignments from Monday? If you've posted anything on social media, can you signify, please?
Sorry, please. Mr. Micah, I don't know if I can interrupt a little bit. I just remembered that somebody said he wants to share a testimonial, and I'm sorry, I completely forgot.
So I think it's part of the. I think it's Olumide. It should be Olumide. So it should be part of the one I was saying. So I can just bring him up. Are you in class? Where is he? Olumide, are you there?
I know you Bamfemi also.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Olubami B. I thought it was Olumide. Yes.
Yes.
So I just want to. How many of you have been sharing social media posts on social media?
I have, sir. But I need to
I
be
have,
sure, is it
sir.
for this week or since the beginning?
No, just since the beginning. And how have you been doing it?
Games. I've posted some of my works online. I posted it on LinkedIn, particularly LinkedIn, and I've received some engagement via the post.
Like who? Which people engaged it?
Um, from when I posted, I tagged you, tagged Mr.
Mr. Dayo,
Dayo.
please. Mr. Dayo, please. Just stay. I just want you to.
Most of the people that I engaged were just on my connections on LinkedIn, and some people that were just putting words of encouragement.
Oh.
You called me. Do you mean you want me to do something?
No. Like if you're not very busy, you can just please. I just want you to be here, please. If you're not, yeah, right. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So there is. So
Yes, sir. We can, sir.
this person Oluwafemi Olubamibi is a member of this class. Afternoon session, and I got his message that he posted yesterday on Monday, and the MD of the company or one of the top people in the company, they sent him a message. They were surprised that he did. So I'm going to share the design, but I just want you to look at the way this thing was written. Now, this is it. When they say be strategic about something, there are some things that, yes, so you're still going to learn some things about soft skills, about how to present yourself and all. But just look at this composition. Now, very simple. Good morning, people. You tag the company strategically. He didn't come and say that. When I say tag the company, it doesn't mean that you just post the image. I see some people do like that. You post the image and you just tag the company. So they'll just see it. They'll just say that, okay, somebody tagged us. But look at this. So iqjuniors.ng, tagging them is reminding you to wash your hands regularly. And he did all the tags. So that's GIZ, Sudayo, so all these people. Well, let me get the design so that you can see. What I'm just driving at is that thing is not so complex. Like the design, even if you see the design, is not so complex. Simple design, something we're still talking about in the review meeting yesterday. Simple design, and can you see the design, guys?
Wow.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay. So how does this design look?
So simple and
Very simple,
informative.
sir.
Very nice.
Alright. I was telling people in the morning class that guys, everything they are teaching you, it is so that you can have a pool of knowledge. So whenever you need it, you pick from that pool. It's not that when you're asked to make a design, you now add everything that you've learned. You now add everything to that design. That's not how it works. Mr. Dayo, is that true?
Actually,
So,
they can do concussion of design.
well, so I just said let me confirm because so I just saw
They
that
can
and
do
I'm like,
design
so
concussion.
the design, look at it, so simple. I mean, no stress, no. Okay, so I picked it out like this in the morning class. I picked it out that way. On the top left, there is the logo of the company. In the center, there is an image. It has a background, white background with some, I don't know what he put there, but maybe that's the texture of the background. Then there is text, and just below, but at the right part of it, there is the company's website and social media handles. Very like, excuse me. I'm sure everybody in this class can do this thing. I'm super sure. I'm super sure everybody in this class can do anything. Can do this thing, even on Canva. I'm very sure of it. So there is something also that I noted here. If you notice, the logo of the logo of the company is they have a blue color. Like that's one of their brands. That's one of their brand colors. So when he wanted to put the image, he made sure that that image reflected that color. The one part of the text reflected that color. Their website, the image he put their website on, sorry, the element he put their website on, it reflected that color. So when you see it, I mean, just imagine you do a design for GT Bank and you do it with green color. Even if the design is very fine, they won't even it won't speak to them, like it won't communicate to them. So that's what I'm saying when I say that there are some things that you just need to understand. So first thing when we say that you should when we gave you those brands was look at them, understand their brand, understand the way their designs are made, understand how their colors. Look at, okay, how do they do their designs? Are they people that put a lot of things? Are they people that do simple designs? I remember when Mr. Daya was teaching us about carousel on Canva. He was saying that GT Bank will not use is it pixelated background or a background that has different shapes or something like that, right? So those are things that you should just take note of. I mean, this is the third week. We just started this thing more intensively this week. So that's what I just want to encourage you guys on that. Your designs, it's not like it has to be like this, but it has to speak to that brand. It has to speak to that brand so that when you see, when the people in charge of it, when they see it, it is going to speak a message to them such that they will be glad to associate themselves with it, right? So
Yeah.
one more thing is okay. So everyone, we are going to have a pep session tomorrow. So you'll be using the joint class link to join the class tomorrow. Then so we want you guys to come up with appreciation flyers for our pep speakers. Do you understand? So we've had Mercy Ani, we've had Ademola Deribigbe or Coach Lala. You can check him on, you can check them online, they are quite popular. You can check Mary Dina. I mean, she's very popular. The person we had yesterday, and I'm sure that session was very insightful for most of us. Right. So we want you to come up with appreciation flyers. So by today, by tonight, let's start seeing. So let me start seeing them. So we'll pick some of it and we'll ask you to make corrections if corrections are needed. And some of those designs will be featured and sent to the pep speakers. Now, this is the opportunity there. Just imagine if we send your design to one of them, excuse me, And you should know that there are people that have access to opportunities. What if they say that, yeah, I'm interested. Can I get some of these interns to work with me, or can I get one or two of them, one or two of these people to be interns in my company? Simple. You get your internship like that. Very easy. I mean, at the end of the day, we might, because GIZ is going to be sponsoring 50 people for internship. That's why we have 50 internship slots. But at the end of the day, we can have more than 50 people on internship after this program. That's the goal. The goal of this program is not just to give you design skills. The goal is to reduce unemployment. And we are happy when you get the design skill and you are employed after this program, because the real length of the program is 12 weeks, not 8 weeks. You're trained for 8 weeks, then you practice for 1 month. Then from there, from the first month that you use with your employer, the employer now decides whether to retain you and pay you or not. So um, this is an encouragement to you that you should pay attention in class, put your mind to what you do. I saw a design from Ramilekun, and that's really good. That's really good. So just be strategic about your post. Don't just say that don't just post something and tag and just put tag there. Just put all the tag, bam, and leave it like that. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Be strategic about it. Just compose something small. Something small. It doesn't have to be long. By the time it's long, all these professionals, they are busy people. So by the time they see something that is long, they won't even be interested to read it. But when you just see something simple, 1, 2, 3 lines, they're fine. Just make sure you tag them. You can go one extra step as look for the MD or CEO or the staffs of the company, tag them, tag their social media, tag their LinkedIn. They would see it and, okay, this is nice. Let's talk about it in the team. Even if they don't take you now, just keep sowing the seed. Because I think I said something about being top of mind yesterday, or was it in the morning session or on Monday? Being top of mind. You've been doing it, you've been doing it. One day the opportunity will come and you will be the first person that will come to their mind. Keep doing it, keep doing it. It's important, right? So with that, signing out, and I would say kudos to everyone and thanks to Mr. Dio. All right. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to take two questions
Thank you, sir.
because it's 4:22 already. Thank you.